Hey there, movie buffs! Today we're diving into the wild ride of Big Brother. You will see how an ex-military guy turns a chaotic class into a success story. Meet Henry, a guy who served in the military and now wants to be a teacher in Hong Kong. He lands a job at Tak Chi Secondary School, even though he hasn't taught before, because he had a fancy recommendation letter. Now here's where it gets interesting. Henry's first class is a real wild one. Imagine students sleeping, singing, playing games, and even cooking ramen in class. When Henry walks in, hoping for some order, the students just ignore him. But Henry isn't discouraged. He joins in on the chaos, giving advice on ramen, helping a guy with a ukulele, and telling a gamer about too much screen time. Eventually, the students start paying attention. Henry introduces himself, but they laugh at his handwriting. Someone even suggests he leaves, but Henry laughs it off. Even though the students aren't fully into it yet, this is just the start of Henry's adventure in their crazy world. Fed up with the chaos, Henry decides to shake things up. Using a rubber band and chalk, he sets off the fire sprinkler, causing the students to scatter to avoid getting wet. Finally having their attention, Henry warmly welcomes them to his class. After class, Jack, the leader of a group of lower-ranked students, hangs out with his buddies in the sports supply room to smoke. Jack, who has a crush on an A-grade student, becomes the target of teasing when his friends catch him staring at her picture. The group faces taunts from the rich kids on the basketball team, creating a rivalry. During basketball practice, Jack drops a bottle onto the court, causing the team leader to fall. The group laughs, but they end up with detention from Miss Liang, the English teacher. To dodge detention, they play a prank on her, escaping when she's busy cleaning her desk. Meanwhile, the school principal is troubled because the education board plans to cut 20% of their annual funding. Board members visit the school to inspect how funds are being used. Simultaneously, Henry walks into the classroom where the students set up a water bucket prank. Quick on his feet, Henry dodges the falling bucket, surprising the students who expected to mock him. He then asks Jack for his cigarettes and, surprisingly, Jack hands them over. Henry challenges Zuffa to name 3 cigarette ingredients. When Zuffa succeeds, he gets a free pass for the day. The rest of the students demand the same, banging on their desks until Henry hands out cigarettes for analysis. Knowing health warnings might not be enough, Henry discusses the consequences of smoking, explaining how tar affects their lungs. For the first time, the students pay attention, genuinely interested in learning. When the bell rings, Henry asks for the cigarettes back, and reluctantly, the students agree. In the cafeteria that day, trouble brewed when the basketball team captain made Jack's friend Bruce trip, sparking a heated argument that quickly escalated into a full-fledged food fight. Tables were overturned, and chaos erupted, leaving the cafeteria in shambles. Later, Henry learned that 5 students from his class were suspended for their role in the fight. Spotting Jack and his opponent fighting in the hallway, Henry intervened and urged them to calm down. Jack, feeling unfairly treated, accused the school of favoring the rich kids with no consequences. After school, Henry delved into the backgrounds of the suspended students. First up was Zuffa, a Pakistani immigrant son facing discrimination in his neighborhood. Zuffa's dream was to become a musician. Next was Denan, a girl who had always tried to earn her father's respect but faced disappointment due to her gender. The brothers, Bruce and Chris, had a challenging childhood with an absent mother and an alcoholic father. Bruce turned to video games while Chris worked hard to support the family. Oddly, Jack's family background remained a mystery. In the next scene, Jack worked as a waiter, and a beggar named Jianying caught him stealing. After a beating, Jianying offered Jack money and a job as a food delivery man. Henry visited Zuffa's home, discovering him on the run after stealing a ticket. Initially helping Zuffa, Henry shifted sides upon learning the full story. The two later hung out at a bridge, where Henry motivated Zuffa to pursue his dreams by singing with a street band. Zuffa, overcoming past bullying, joined in and sang in front of people for the first time. Meanwhile, Bruce and Chris's father, arriving home late, demanded a beer. When the brothers refused, he angrily told them to leave the house. The next day, Henry meets with their father and convinces him to go to rehab for his son's well-being. In the meantime, Denan's father brings her a bag of makeup products and asks her to act like a girl for once. Denan is furious at him for always making her feel like she is not good enough. She applies the makeup on her younger brother and sneaks out of the house with the car key. She is about to drive away in her father's car but is stopped by Henry at the right moment. He tells her that driving without a license is illegal and suggests an alternative. Following that, they go to a go-kart racetrack. Henry also invites her father and makes them race. The father and daughter show no mercy to each other during the race and eventually end up outside the track. Suddenly, Denan's go-kart is hit by a vehicle, but she manages to dodge it. Unaware of this, her father cries mourning his daughter's death. Denan realizes that he does in fact love her and hugs him. The next day at school, Bruce and Chris, along with a group, are sent to a rehabilitation center to interview a recovering alcoholic. They are surprised to see that the person they have to interview is their father. The students ask him how he started to drink. The man answers that he loved his wife dearly, but she left him at the lowest point of his life. Hence, he started to drink and forgot that he had 2 kids to take care of. The man doesn't reveal that Bruce and Chris are his sons, but apologizes to them. By the end of it, the brothers are left crying. Somewhere else, Jack has started to work for the MMA bettor Ying. He offers Jack a lot of money to drug a fighter's drink in the next game. Jack is reluctant but is forced into accepting the offer. On the day of the fight, Ying sponsors a fighter but bets money on his loss. Jack puts drugs on the fighter's drink but is caught while doing so. Before he can blame Ying, he's beaten up and locked inside a locker. A while later, Henry arrives there and asks the fighters if they have seen his student. The men ask him to return home, but Jack, from inside the locker, yells for help. After finding out he is being trapped, Henry attacks them and overpowers them easily. When the fighters step in, it gets a bit intense, but Henry dodges their attacks efficiently. By the end of it, he knocks out their best fighter who was supposed to compete in a few minutes. In the following scene, they are at the hospital where Henry gets treated for his wounds. Jack tries to reveal the truth about Jianying but is made to shut up. The news makes it to the television and Henry starts being known as the man who beat up a professional fighter to save his student. His popularity in school grows and the students start to respect him. They even get up to welcome him to the class, in contrast to how they were earlier. In a flashback, we see Henry's mischievous past as a prankster in school. He once threw water balloons at a student playing the piano during a parent event, and later got into a fight with him, breaking the student's hand. This incident led to Henry's suspension, and he eventually flew to the States. Upon his return to teaching, Henry notices a positive change in his students. They pay attention in class and study diligently for the upcoming college entrance test. However, Bruce struggles with addiction to pills, a consequence of trying to escape his family's problems. Despite Henry's promise to help, Bruce's condition worsens, and he attempts suicide by jumping off a balcony, ending up in a coma. Media blames the school and Henry for Bruce's actions, leading the education board to revoke Henry's teaching license. As Henry leaves the school, heartbroken students beg him to stay but ultimately decide to prove his worth by excelling in the upcoming test. On the test day, Henry's students receive a text, seemingly from him, urging them to gather at the school an hour before the exam. They discover it's Jianying's ploy to keep them from reaching the examination hall in time, intending to teach Henry a lesson. Henry arrives at the school, learns about Jianying's plan, and fights against his henchmen to free the students. Meanwhile, the students rush to the examination hall. In a one-on-one confrontation, Jianying reveals he was the victim of Henry's childhood prank and blames him for shattering his dream of becoming a pianist. As they grapple over a knife, Henry, despite having the chance to retaliate, refrains and seeks forgiveness for his past actions. He walks away, emphasizing personal growth and leaving the cycle of vengeance behind. The students make it to the examination hall on time, ace the test, and a few weeks later, celebrate their success with excellent results. Jianying, inspired by the positive turn of events, starts playing the piano again, though he acknowledges he has some practicing to do to reach his former skill level. Bruce makes a swift recovery and commits to taking the next year's entrance test. The principal is overjoyed as the education board decides to grant them a 20% bonus fund due to the outstanding performance of their students in the entrance test. Henry, having weathered the storm, returns to teaching and carries on with his unconventional methods, using the fire sprinkler trick on a new batch of students. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and show your support by hitting the like button. Thank you for tuning in.